Welcome back, True Seeker. It is Saturday, May 7th, 2022. The Kentucky Derby, the fastest 2 minutes in sports, just concluded, also known as the Run for the Roses. And notice the breaking news headlines. Rich Strike finishes first at the 148th Kentucky Derby. Again, Vegas just won so much money because all week there were 20 horses to bet on. And last night, one of those 20 horses dropped out of the race and they inserted Rich Strike at the last minute, who nobody was betting on all week because it wasn't even in the race. And right next to that, breaking news, country singer Mickey Gilley dies at age 86. And would you believe that his breakout song was called Room Full of Roses? Again, the Kentucky Derby is known as the Run for the Roses. And if you watch the race and were paying attention, as soon as Rich Strike won with the second longest odds in Kentucky Derby history, they immediately began to talk about how this was a feel-good story for the trainer, Eric Reed, because in recent years, he lost a stable full of horses. They burned up in a barn fire. And, for years, I've been showing you how all those horse deaths you've heard about at Santa Anita were no accident. Don't forget, last year, Medina Spirit won the race. It was the only 201 horse in the very 201 centered race. And then Medina Spirit ended up dying on the 201st day of the Ignatian year, which is the Jesuit calendar. And again, like I'm showing you year after year, the Jesuits control the entire world of rig sports, rig news, and they do it all by their rituals. And of course, they are a Saturn-based cult. That's why the first Jesuit popes born on Saturnalia. And guess when all of this man's horses burned up in history? Just minutes after Pope Francis's birthday in 2016. And I want you to see just how sick this stuff is. Again, the world is rigged, manipulated, and controlled by the Jesuits, who are very, very evil. It's not an accident you're reading about the death of the singer who got famous on Room Full of Roses as the Run for the Roses concludes. Just like it's not an accident that the trainer who snuck in at the last second had all of his horses burn up on Saturnalia, Pope Francis's birthday. And let's just go through this so you can see how sick it is. So we did look at this last night that they inserted this horse. And the thing was, the jockey on the horse had almost no information. This trainer, Eric Reed, he doesn't have a whole lot of information. And again, this is how they manipulate the public. They gave the public 20 horses to bet on all week. And again, at the last minute, they stick in another horse that ends up winning it. But notice the Gematria Rich Strike, 57. What's today's date? May 7th, 5-7, right? And sometimes it's as simple as that. That was the one thing we could see about that horse that they stuck in at the last minute with the long shot odds. In light of this being called the Run for the Roses. If you're new here, Gematria, it is the language of the Jesuits. It's the language to see through the rigging every single day. But in light of Run for the Roses, Gematria, the two most standard ciphers are the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with the rules numerology. With the alphabetic order, Rose is 57, like the date. With numerology, Rose is 21, and the horse was wearing number 21 because the 20th horse got eliminated and it got inserted in its place, so it was wearing a nice 21. And as you know, 21 is the number of Saturn. Saturn equals 21, which makes sense because 21 is the sixth triangular number, like Saturn is the sixth planet. And the sixth horse in this race was the biggest tease. A lot of people like the sixth horse, Messier. For the record, that horse was named after Mark Messier, the hockey great who won 6 Stanley Cups. Messier was in the sixth post. 21 is the sixth triangular number. And where Kentucky equals 110, the Messier in space is named after 110 objects in the sky, and this race was on Mark Messier's 110th day of his age. Messier looked like it was going to win the race until the final bend. All of a sudden, the horse just stopped running and fell back into the pack. And again, if you could interview these jockeys, they'd tell you when they're slowing the horse down. Again, it's all rigged and scripted. Again, these guys are millionaires to ride horses. They're in the club. And the entire world of rig sports that you can gamble on, again, it's just that. It's rigged. And again, Vegas just won big because the horse that nobody could bet on all week just won the race. So they just collected on everybody else's money. But anyway, Gematria, there are 4 base ciphers. It's the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, the reverse alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. Again, the Jesuits created the Illuminati. I just want you to see how Rich Strike overlaps with Illuminati. We're going to talk more about this. And here's the story. Trainer Reed recalls devastating barn fire. 23 horses died in a blaze early Sunday morning. And as the article says, I'll just read it to you. Eric Reed keeps hoping at some point he will awaken to find that the events of early December 18th did not happen and that it was all a nightmare. Unfortunately for the veteran trainer, a devastating inferno that engulfed one of the 3 barns at his Mercury. Remember, Mercury is the 201 planet. This race is mostly about 201. At his Mercury Equine Center shortly after midnight Saturday. They had to get the Saturday in there. That was December 17th. That's the first day of Saturnalia, which runs December 17th through the 23rd. The name Reed equals 23. 23 horses. No doubt a Saturnalia tribute. But again, after midnight, that was Pope Francis's birthday that Saturday, was all too real. Remember where the Kentucky Derby is? It's at Churchill Downs, which we'll talk more about. After midnight Saturday was all too real, resulting in the deaths of 23 thoroughbreds. The fire also claimed all of the facility's tack and supplies, and because Reed's office was located in the barn, he also lost valuable records and decades of trophies and other racing memorabilia. Okay, so they said it was caused by lightning, but look at this. Again, Saturnalia, this ancient Roman festival, which is related to sacrifice. Notice how Run for the Roses has the gematria of 201, like the Jesuit order does, like Order of Illuminati. Don't forget Adam Weishaupt, the Jesuit, created the Order of Illuminati. That's what he called it. And then he died in history 201 days after the anniversary of its establishment. Last year, the race was all about 201, with John Velazquez winning on Medina Spirit, coming into the race with 201 races under his belt for the season, only for Medina Spirit again to die on the 201st day of the Ignatian year, December 6th, 2021. But notice, Order of Illuminati 201, Saturnian Order 201, Saturn Worship 201, Sacrifice to Saturn 201. And we've seen this before. Pope Francis, again, born on the first day of Saturnalia, the first Jesuit pope, his birth name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio's 201. Notice he's the first pope to live in Suite 201 at the Vatican, which is known as the Domus Sanctae Martyr, which is also 201, just like the founder of the Jesuits, Ignatius of Loyola's 201. And again, you got those other Jesuit fast facts like Klaus Schwab, the Jesuit who hosted Event 201, the pandemic simulation a month before the pandemic. And then, of course, you got Catherine the Great, the leader of Russia, who preserved the Jesuit order with 201 Jesuit priests, which should remind you that Biden and Putin met 201 days after the Ignatian year began to discuss Russia-Ukraine, and then the military conflict popped off in the Donbass region, which is 201, and they've done a gazillion other 201 rituals over there. Another scam by the numbers. Again, this is who runs the world. But here's what's sick about this. In light of this being the Jesuit order, a Saturnian order, from the day that his barn burned up to the day he wins the Kentucky Derby, it's exactly 281 weeks later. That's the 60th prime number, and the word order is 60 forwards, 75 in reverse. And Run for the Roses is 75, Louisville, Kentucky 75, Catholic Church is 75, New World Order 75. Today's date can be written 7/5, and the Kentucky Derby started in 1875. And again, just to get more of that list out here with the gematria, Run for the Roses, Louisville, Kentucky, New World Order, Catholic Church. And I mean, again, it's just like, this is what I continue to show you guys. It's the Jesuits. Ritual sacrifice is a big part of the rituals. It's schemy, it's scammy, and it really doesn't get any more obvious than this. 20 horses for people to bet on all week. Dwayne Lucas's horse gets pulled out last night, and then they stick in this horse. And again, they put a jockey on there who's a relative unknown, so there's not a lot of information. And But they did stick the horse in there. They had the right name, Gematria, for the date. They did do that. So Rich Strike, 57 on 5-7, takes the cake after, Messier clearly lays down at the end. It's kind of thing in the Kentucky Derby to come around that last bend in the lead like Messier did, and then it just, stops running and just falls in the back of the pack. But no surprises with Epicenter and Zandon. They had good rituals too and finished up there at the top, second and third. It's so obvious what this scam is. And again, the mob is from Italy who created Vegas. The Jesuits represent the Roman Catholic Church in Italy. This is how the mob rules. And again, for those of you guys who can't wrap your minds around it, just to show you a little bit more, the day that that barn burned up, date with 46 numerology, barn fire equals 46, sacrifice 46, blaze 46, how it was referred to as in the headlines. Leon was the name of the name of the jockey on this horse. Leon, Sonny Leon. And of course, Catholics 46, like 46 books in the Old Testament. So perfect day for a barn fire. And yeah, again, it's gross. That's what it is. And then, like I said, also the breaking news at the same time, the country singer who got famous on Room Full of Roses. And notice his full name, Mickey Leroy Gilley, 86, like blood sacrifice, like human sacrifice. Again, his breaking news at the same time as the breaking news of the winner of the Run for the Roses. I haven't even looked into the Ukraine story about the school bombed on the weekend. But remember, that's just the theater of war over there. I'm sure if we look in it, we'll see through the bullshit in 5 seconds. But again, in 1974, Gilley recorded a song that originally was supposed to be recorded for fun titled Room Full of Roses. And lo and behold, with the most pure cipher, Room Full of Roses is 74. So we'll keep it short and sweet. Again, you want to see through what's really going on in the world, learn Gematria. Like I said, we can't win them all. We didn't have Rich Strike to win the Derby. I really like the riddle on Messier. He was a big tease for us. we knew Epicenter and Zandon would be right there. We would have been primo if those three all came in, and it was looking that way until Rich Strike came from. Also, that's the thing. He came from the 20th post, which is just another place that horses don't win from because it's way outside. So, and again, people don't get it because they don't want to get it. All you need are the jockeys to slow down their horses while the other jockey speeds up his. And again, he's probably on all sorts of steroids and performance enhancers. And if you're out there going, well, last year they took away Baffert because it was on a drug. Again, you guys, you're getting caught up in the bullshit. Just like Deflategate, more bullshit in the NFL, the rigged NFL. Again, occasionally they'll give you a story like that to make it seem like they're testing and things are all above board and it's legitimate, but it's all bullshit, and it's all obvious bullshit. And year after year, it's the same stuff. Just take away the numbers. What are the odds that a country singer who got famous on Room Full of Roses dies on, and breaking news right as the Run for the Roses are over? I mean, seriously, what are the odds? And like I always say, these people are making fun of you. They're mocking you. That's why the clown from Hollywood that keeps saying, no, it's not the Jesuits. No one's making fun of you. You're just good little devils. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, don't worry about it. He's a nobody in this community. But he just keeps essentially his YouTube channel is to counter what I'm saying, and he's just preaching nothing but bullshit. It's obvious mockery every day. It's the Jesuits, obviously, every day. Every last riddle tracks back to them and the things that are important to them. The races at Churchill Downs. I mean, how much more obvious can it be? You guys really think it's an accident that the first race was in 1875? I mean, come on. But yeah, the stuff just makes me sick, man. It makes me sick. So we'll leave it there for now. I'll be back soon. There's other things that make me sick that need to get talked about. And we'll leave it there. Till next time, Truth Seeker.